Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Finish. Today's message is a very simple one, which is be willing to acknowledge when something is not working and make sure you change immediately, change tact immediately, change strategy immediately. Now, what I mean by this is that a lot of us, and I've been there and I'm sure you've been there, is that we sometimes cannot tell the difference between when it is important to be persistent, which it is, especially in our business, and when it is time to let go and move on to something else. Now, I especially think of this in terms of marketing and querying and letters of introduction and the way we market ourselves as freelancers. And I see a lot of people sometimes quitting too early. So when they should be sending out 30, 60, 90 query letters and then seeing whether that's had some result or not, they'll send out 3 query letters and they say, well, it didn't work for me. So now, what do I do now? And so that is giving up too easily. But on the other hand, and this is a rare case, but in our community, I think I see it more than I would in maybe other writing communities, because we are a community of people who really like to, try hard and are go-getters and really want to make sure that we've given it our best. And so what I see on the other side is that people will send out 60 queries, 90 queries, not see any results, it's not working. And then instead of saying, okay, I need to step back and think about why it hasn't worked, they think, all right, let me just go, do more of this. And I have done this. I have sent out, especially at the beginning of my career, I was so persistent. I was not very good, but I was very, very persistent. I sent out hundreds of emails, right? And if they didn't get a response, I would just keep sending more in the belief, and this was a true belief, that I would get better. And I did, and the more I sent, the better I got, and it worked. So the sending more strategy definitely works, but it takes more time. At this level though, where you are at your career, and if you're listening to this, you've clearly been in the finishers for about almost a year now. And so at this point, what you need to be thinking is, if you've sent out 30 or 60 queries and they haven't got a result, if you've sent out 30 or 60 letters of introduction and they're not getting a result, you've been to 5 networking events and not had even a single callback, then what you need to do is you need to step back and go through step by step. What is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm sending out? Which part of it do I think is not working? Get feedback from other people if you need it. Talk to the finishers and see what they might be able to tell you is working or isn't working. But the most important thing at this point for you is that instead of just going go, that is a great strategy and we need to keep doing that, be persistent. But at the same time, after a certain level of rejection, you need to step back and go, okay, why is this not working? So if you've had rejections from 10 or 20 or even 50 agents, fine, not a problem. But if you've been sending your query letter out to 100 agents and you've had not even a request for a proposal or the full manuscript, at that point you go, you know what, my query letter is not working. And in that particular circumstance, I might even say, 10 or 20. So if 10 or 20 agents have not asked for a manuscript from you, a full manuscript, then that can mean that, okay, it wasn't the right fit or something. But if more than 20 people, you've sent it to more than 20 people and you have not even got a request for the manuscript, we're not even talking about the novel being rejected, we're talking about a request for a manuscript. If after 20 you haven't, then I would step back and look at my query letter and I would say, well, why is nobody even responding? Why is nobody even asking to see the full manuscript? Because that's what they do, right? So at that point, I would consider changing strategy. I would consider changing what I'm sending out. I would consider if I'm maybe targeting the wrong agents, if I'm maybe targeting the wrong type of market, have I not made my genre clear? Have I not made, is my query letter just not effective enough? And so then that's when I would start looking at all of those things. But you have to do both of these things in tandem. And like I said, I find that writers fall one way or the other. One way is that we send out too little and go, well, that's not, it's not working, and that's just a lack of persistence. On the other side, we have loads of persistence, but we just don't know when to stop and say, actually, this is not a persistence problem, this is a strategy problem, and then you need to fix it that way. So if you are hitting your head against the wall with something, as we are always doing, and this is something we'll talk about as well, where this is a constant process. If there is something you are struggling with at this point, if there's something that's not quite working to your satisfaction, then you need to look at 2 things. One, you need to just look at persistence. Am I just doing enough of it, or do I just need to keep going and going until it works? And the second thing is my strategy right? Am I doing it the right way? And when you have both of those things in place, then you've given it a fair chance. And then if it still doesn't work out, you know, as happens, that's fine. But if things are not working out, then those are the two things you need to look at: the problem of numbers, persistence, and the problem of strategy. And so with those two things, you will be set. And I will be back here again tomorrow to give you another dose of the Daily Finish. But that's it from now. That's it from me for now, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.